are you saying that you've had some trouble in February?
Yeah. February's been horrible. It's not been good at all. I was sick for weeks. It was terrible. Just couldn't breathe, So, because I was sick, I had to postpone a really important interview that, I hope I didn't lose. And I didn't get that, put my Valentine's episode out. I was going to do that.
And Valentine's Day is here, and we have a beer commercial that could help you with your gift ideas. Or at least what not to give your true love.
That fell apart. Then there was the Instagram debacle. Just, they disabled my account, claiming I did some sort of violation, I don't know, which I didn't do. And I have an influencers party coming up at Almost Famous on the March 1st. I haven't been to the barber in weeks. Yeah, it's been a rough February. Rough.
Welcome to the Bud's Beer Blurb Podcast. We can be heard on YouTube, Spotify, RSS.com, and many other host sites. Just check our Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok bios to find our link tree, which will guide you to all of our other listening locations. Be sure to follow us on our social media platforms for the latest updates and more. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for the most in-depth content.
All right, in the studio with me today, I have Greg from Mando's Reviews. We have done quite a bit of things together. I mean,
yeah,
mostly drinking.
Hey, never a bad thing.
Right? And Greg decided to, come on in and help me pass the time with this.
Sip a few.
Right.
One at least.
At least this one.
Just catch up a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you for driving all the way out here, brother.
Not a problem at all.
Well, it's more than an hour, right?
Hour and 10.
Okay, yeah. Man, that's a long drive.
I'm on vacation.
Beautiful.
I don't care.
I'm on permanent vacation.
There you go.
Well, if you don't follow Mando, look him up. He's on Instagram.
And that's it.
That's it? Just Instagram?
I use Facebook a little bit, but it's more personal use.
Okay.
Everything kind of waterfalls into it, but Instagram's my main platform.
Okay, cool. Well, that's my strongest platform. But so look him up at Mando's _ reviews.
Don't forget the underscore, please.
Yeah, because then you'd be somewhere else. And what we have today is from Other Half Brewing. We have Green City. Now, honestly, this is their flagship beer. And I mean, I love Other Half Brewing, and I've never had this before.
That makes two of us. I've heard of Other Half a couple different times, but I never got the opportunity. And some of the packies in my area, they don't even carry it. So that tells me I got to start driving a little bit more.
I'm so lucky because I have the amazing grapes right down the street from me. And they've got a really impressive craft beer line. So they've always got some Other Half. They've always got, most of the Connecticut breweries are in there. And I'm lucky that way. I don't have to drive all the way out to Manchester, which is not that far, but I'd rather use like the family owned package store rather than the big,
the big box
corporate.
Places.
Yeah. So we have Other Half Green City, and this thing has an ABV of 7%. We're looking at some Citra, Centennial, and Simcoe hops. And this says our flagship IPA. Green City has juicy notes of, listen to this, peach rings. Dude, peach rings is, like you said,
very specific.
Very specific. That's kind of weird, but okay. We got some grapefruit, of course, mango, and tropical candies. Right there, I'm thinking, this is going to be sweet. But then it says, loaded with oats for a creamy body that's not too sweet. So this might have a nice balance to it. And, honestly, I've never had a bad beer from Other Half Brewing. Not once. So I'm expecting good things.
I trust you.
I'm glad you do. All right, well, let's crack it open. You ready?
Yep.
Nice. All right, well, let's see what the nose says. If I can pour this and keep my mic going at the same time.
without spilling.
Yeah. So yeah, mango. You catching that?
A little bit of grapefruit.
Yeah. It does smell very sweet. Nice citrus. Yeah, that mango's really there though. Mango and melon. That's beautiful.
I'm waiting for that peach.
Right? I think that's going to be in the taste. You know, stone fruit doesn't usually like really present strong in the aroma, but then it hits you in the flavor. That smells delicious.
And you know me, I have a very, very bad habit of just diving right in.
That's why I'm trying to temper you here a little bit, Greg.
Now I'm getting the peach rings.
Are you?
Yeah, right on the top.
I'm still not quite there.
A little.
With me, I think it's the mangoes. Oh, it's taking over completely. Mango and melon is really just so present. And it smells so good. All right, well, hey, give it a taste. Let's give it a taste.
As I put my nose in it.
Oh, you just pulled a Nick move, huh?
Yeah.
Do you need...
I don't need a towel.
Okay,
I promise, I don't need a towel.
Look in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they see the mustache? Okay, so, I'm going to take another taste now that we had all that comedy. Okay, so...
Very creamy.
Very creamy, I agree. Slight dank. Telling you it's still an IPA.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's on the sweet side.
It's sweet, but it's not overpowering.
Right. There's a really nice balance.
I was just about to say, it carries through the entire way, start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any sticky aftertaste, which is one thing I can't stand from the sweeter beers.
Right. I agree.
So
that's pretty.
I love the aroma.
So again, the melon is forefront for me.
Mm-hmm.
The grapefruit is nice, and yes, now I'm catching stone fruit. So that's those peach rings.
Yeah.
Rings. I have to look that one up. Peach rings. It's just kind of weird for me.
You know what I think of when I hear peach ring, though?
No.
The little sweet candy in the bag.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a little bit of the smell that I was getting right off the top.
Or like the dehydrated fruit, and then they dip it in sugar and stuff. So that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't look it up, so I can't say that's definitive, but that's exactly what I'm thinking. But it's tasty. Now the alcohol, that 8%. Now that we're sitting here talking a little bit, now the alcohol's coming in. I can taste it. I can feel it. You know what I mean? Not like I'm catching up, but I can feel it in my throat. Of course, I've been sick for weeks with some sort of virus.
Well, I've been around sick people for the last couple of weeks.
Hey!
And...
Well, yeah, you've been around me, too.
Yeah,
We're almost famous, so I hope you didn't catch me. And by then I wasn't contagious anymore. But so my throat being the way it is, I can actually feel the alcohol.
I feel a little. Not as much as one of the ones that I did last night. But, yeah. No, it's very, very mellow. It's not 7%.
Oh, it's a 7?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought... Oh, you're right, 7%. I should have put my...
You know what? It really does not feel like it.
Okay. It's
not to me, at least.
In the flavor, when that initial sip, it's well hidden.
Yes.
Like I said, but as we were sitting here just chatting and stuff, that's when I began to taste it a little bit more. It was lingering in the back of my mouth. Yeah. Which I don't have a problem with at all. I like the high ABVs, that alcohol flavor. I want to taste alcohol in my beer, and that's why most people understand that I don't go for the lower ABVs, because it's just not. That's not the flavor I go for. I'll review it,
right?
But it's not what I reach for first. A lot of times I'll go to a restaurant or a brewery, and I don't even read the name of the beer. I just go down the list at the ABVs. When I find the highest one, okay, what's that?
I'm guilty of the same thing.
It's hilarious. You get more bang for your buck, though.
You do. Yeah. And if you think about it, if you end up doing a flight of 5, just like Almost Famous, and you're going down their entire lineup, you are really getting your money's worth. You're getting to still try a bunch of different things, and you're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
So,
and with that, you want to start with the lower ABVs and the lower, the lighter beers, and work your way up to the darker, higher ABVs. That way your taste won't be distorted. You start with something like a stout and then go to a Pilsner. Yeah, the Pilsner's going to be, there's nothing there. I don't taste anything.
Buy me a stout and it's going to sit on the counter. I hate
Right? So I like it. Do you?
I do.
Okay.
I like it a lot. It's very different.
Okay. Give me an idea what you would put for a rating on this. I mean, 1 through 5.
It's not a sucker punch of hops, which I really enjoy.
Right. You enjoy the sucker punch?
No, I like
the balance.
I like having a balance. I don't like having a huge knock in the face. I am thinking of 4 1/4.
Wow. Nice.
Because it's an IPA that I can enjoy.
Right. And you'll go back and buy one of these if you
Correct.
Yeah.
I'll actually hunt for it.
Okay. Well, it's at Amazing Grapes down the street. Before we were on camera, Greg was telling me he was really jealous because he saw one episode where we were reviewing Rye 95. Rye 95. And he says he's been looking for it. And I'm like, okay, so what you do is at the end of the street, take a right, head to Amazing Grapes, look on the bottom shelf. It's sitting there, man. Seriously, go get that. That was a good beer. Nick and I enjoyed that one. Oh, and Nick really wanted to be here, dude.
I wish he was.
He really wanted to be here, but he's working. This is a weird time of the day. It's like what 12:30 right now.
Yeah,
1:45 maybe.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
As long as it's afternoon, I'm fine. There's a rule in my world. It's you don't ever crack a beer before noon, unless you're at a brew fest. Or
Germany.
Holiday.
Or Germany.
Or what?
Or Germany.
Well, I mean, come on. I'm talking about here in the house kind of thing,
Well,
that's special. Unless it's something special.
Yes.
Yeah, I never crack a beer before noon.
The only time I could think of is Christmas Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's special. So anyway, getting back to the review, I'm really close to where you are. It's good. Some of their beers I've actually enjoyed a little bit more than this one. But I'm at a 4. So you're just a slight bit higher than me, but I think we're both on the same page with this one.
Definitely.
It's really tasty. So you know what we're going to do though? I mean, this went by pretty quick, so let's grab another one.
Sounds good.
Sound good to you?
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Almost Famous Brewing Company in East Granby, Connecticut. We're at 17 Cripes Road, right next to Bradley International Airport. Enjoy great beers, live bands, and endless fun. We have rooms available to rent for your next party or event. Come to Almost Famous Brewing Company, where you can be almost famous too. Visit us at almostfamousbrewing.com.
All right, we're back, and we're in the studio with Greg from Mando's Reviews. And Greg, you brought us a beer.
A little birthday gift, nothing crazy. So, Evening Sky Brewing Company, this is their Horizon flagship IPA.
Okay.
It's a New England IPA, 6.5%. And description, I have it pulled up on my phone because I'm nearsighted as crap.
That's okay. Go for it, man.
Delight your senses with an explosion of juicy hops, pillowy soft mouthfeel, and a refreshing finish. As I said, it's a 6.5. So
okay, yeah,
it's going to roll nice.
Anything 6 and above is respectable for me.
There you go. I'm glad I picked the right one.
Yeah. Now you said that this is like a beer, like one of your favorite.
This is one of my most favorite IPAs.
Okay.
I'm a Belgian guy. I'm a Pilsner guy. Any German style beer, any old school beer, I enjoy. Mm-hmm. IPAs, few and far between. I did really enjoy Other Half, the Green City.
Yeah.
It was amazing. This is another one that I can say I will keep in my fridge whenever I want.
Cool. All right. So, well, we have the one. So we got Nick's little mugs here. So we'll give it a taste. And
thank you, Nick.
Go for it. Nice.
Yep. A little foamage.
There's certain breweries out there. You got to calibrate your machines, man, because they're like a little too full. And when that happens, it's everywhere. It's all over the bar. Know?
We're talking about a can being too full and that being a bad thing?
Only because it's splashy,
I'm also trying to do the picturesque mini mug.
That's beautiful. That really is.
Thank you.
Can I get
that is yours.
Oh, thank you, brother. I'm going to see what the nose says. Okay, I think I gotta let that foam dissipate a little bit because this is
And now my phone is vibrating.
that's okay.
You gotta hate Snapchat, man. It stings.
That's okay. That's sweet.
Oh yeah.
A lot of citrus. And the description said it was going to be, I heard pillowy soft, but what else said it?
Ew. And now I'm hitting the mic. See,
That's okay.
I told you what happens.
Yeah.
So full body pale ale, juicy, hazy, tangerine, and expressive grapefruit is description on the can.
Okay. Well, you got that citrus definitely coming through. I think the grapefruit might be a little more in the taste, but we'll find out in a moment.
Yeah.
But the tangerine, yeah.
Little.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
nice. Yeah, well, hey, let's give it a taste. Okay, first of all, it's ice cold. Wow, dude. Nice traveling with beer, dude. That is ice cold.
Rule number 1: never bring warm beer.
Oh, God, no.
Sacrilege.
Let's take another taste, though.
I love how crisp it is.
Mm. Yeah, that's clean.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of dank, but balanced nicely with the sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with this, the real soft mouthfeel on that. Citrus. Just wow, citrus.
Yeah.
But not
It's
overbearing.
It's the perfect amount of citrus without being too hoppy, too
Right.
crazy, and yeah.
Mm.
And it's just that perfect haziness.
Yeah, that's nice, dude. I can see why this is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
That's really good. Cool.
That is really cool. Wow.
Yeah, that's a nice light flavor. This is a great, be really great, like around the fire, spring or like like fall.
Yes.
Kind of cool, kind of crisp, but the fire's hot. You mow the
So-
lawn that day, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So you want to know something funny? Patty, the wife and co-owner of the whole Evening Sky
Mm-hmm.
thing, one description that she gave me for Horizon was, that's the type of beer that you want to have when it's a little brisk out, under
Right.
an evening sky, when you're camping.
There you go.
It doesn't matter what the situation is. That one's always going to complement everything. Doesn't
Right.
matter what you're eating.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm tasting.
Yeah.
That's cool that I just said what the owner said.
Yeah.
That's really surprising, actually. So, but I like this. Dude, fill me up again.
So these guys are still in production out of Bloomfield, unknown location currently.
But it's in Bloomfield?
I know it's in Bloomfield. It
Well-
says on the can Bloomfield.
Well, then it's got to be Hooker.
It's got to be Hooker.
It's got to be Hooker.
They're the only one that will produce and respect somebody's recipe, and that's
yeah.
what I like about them.
Absolutely.
And they will keep everything to the purest,
Thank you very much for the second pour here.
of course.
Oh, and we killed it?
We killed it.
Nick, these mugs are perfect, dude. Seriously. Thank you. But yeah, that's Hooker's a fantastic brewery.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of contract brewing. And there's quite a few, obviously, that do that here in Connecticut. But yeah, if they're saying it's out of Bloomfield,
Yeah.
it's got to be them.
Formerly Burlington, right behind I Know a Guy Deli. So, and oh man, even
that
the
is
location was very, very humble.
That is very tasty.
Yeah.
So I'll start this one. Yeah, same thing. This is a 4 to me. It's really nice and light and crisp, but I say light, but at the same time, there's still a lot of flavor with this. But it's just not taking over your palate like when you're certain IPAs. You take a sip, and even if it tastes good, it still like gives you chills up your spine, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Wow. But this is got a lot of flavor, and it's just nice and light on the palate.
Yeah. What I like saying is this one will dance through your mouth. It won't just put a weight on your mouth.
Well spoken.
Yeah.
Mando.
Yeah.
This is the way.
This is the way.
All right. Well, what are you giving it?
Previous, this is my only 5.
Wow. Okay.
This is my flagship IPA that I will sponsor if I had any amount of money that I could ever give any kind of production, any kind of brewery, it would be this one. I know I'm wearing a Legitimist hoodie. They were my first, brewery that I went to, but
Yep.
Evening Sky was my first place I called home.
Okay.
And every single beer, I loved every single one.
Right.
This is the first one I got to taste. So
Nice.
I'm still carrying with a 5 on this. I know it's a high score, but this is the way.
That is your beer. All right. Hey,
Yes, sir.
cheers.
Slancha.
Well, Mando, thank you for joining me in the studio today, brother.
Thank you for the invite. I really appreciate it.
And we're going to be doing more things in the future, that's for sure.
Definitely.
They got a big future with the two of us together. I like this. We just seem to click,
Oh, yeah.
Right from the get-go, right from Counterweight, when we first met at Counterweight.
Exactly.
You, me, and Nick got together. We had beers, and I could just tell.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be around a lot.
It's definitely a great friendship.
Cool.
I appreciate it.
And we definitely have more of the influencer parties coming up. We're going to set those up.
Right on.
Hopefully I'd like to get you a little more involved if I can.
Absolutely.
Helping pick a brewery, you know what I mean? So with the influencer parties, we're looking for breweries that, you might be looking at a little bit of trouble because it's happening here in Connecticut. There's a lot of breweries closing down. And if you're a brewery that's looking to get some exposure, contact us.
Please.
Contact Mando, contact me, contact Nick. We're all on Instagram. You can let us know that you would like to have a shit ton of influencers come into your brewery and just start posting about you. We had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Both places that we did with this so far.
Rule of 3 and Almost Famous, they were both amazing opportunities, amazing parties. But the one thing I will say is having that giant photo bomb, it's not only great for yourself, but it's also great for the community. Yeah. So when you're sponsoring the community, you're actually being able to give back. And that's the one thing that I really appreciate about the Connecticut beer influencers.
Right. And the breweries themselves were so, hospitable towards us.
Yes.
They gave us so much. They treated us so well, both of those breweries so far. So we're looking for number 3 now. We're going to go hit a third brewery, and we're going to get everybody in there again. And I love every one of those influencers. They are all awesome people.
Yeah, I can't agree more.
All right, brother. One more?
Yes, sir.
Cheers. Bud out.
This is the way.
Well, it's March, and we're finally back. Dude, does February suck for you?
Oh, it's been crazy.
I was sick for 5 weeks.
There's just something that was going through everybody and just making its rounds nonstop. It's finally calming down
a little bit. I mean, I still got some congestion going on still. I mean, right through my birthday, I was out and about running around, but I had to because it was such a good time. But I still feel like I'm going to cough up a bunch. I'm so sorry, folks. I shouldn't talk like this, but it's disgusting. So that's why, I mean, we didn't even do an episode in February. I think we were both down.
Oh, yeah. The entire month.
Yeah, I mean, I barely drank.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I was...
Barely.
Yeah, I couldn't.
Yeah, you were even worse. You ended up in the hospital, didn't you?
I sure did.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Tess?
Fantastic.
Okay, good. All right, well, I mean, we are back and from a horrible month, but we're going to go right into some good reviews. And one of the beers that I want to share with you, I did a little review on it, and what I've been doing is I've been kind of like putting in my stories on Instagram that there's a little symbol, this symbol right here. Yeah, I know. If you see that symbol, that means I have a beer that I've reviewed now for that little 60 or 90-second thing that I do on Instagram, or that we do from time to time. And I want to go deeper with that beer because either it's something about that beer, even if it didn't rate like really high, it's something about that beer or the brewery that I want to talk about. And this particular beer is one of those beers. And it's called Sublimated Dreams by Burlington Beer Company, the BBCO. And it scored with me on the quick review a 4 1/4.
All right.
unfortunately, I drank most of the Nick. And we got one left. But it'll give us both the opportunity to taste it. And for me, it's like an after the beer. But for you, it's the first taste, and I know you're going to enjoy it. But before we get into it, I think I'd like to talk about it a little bit. It's got an ABV of 8%. That's right up our alley. It's got a really nice malt profile: barley, flaked oats, wheat malt, raw wheat, and oat malt. So it's going to be a really nice, smooth mouthfeel. BBCO describes the flavors as ripe apricot, lime zest, passion fruit, and tangelo juice.
Sounds fantastic.
So far, yeah, right. And so with this beer, though, I think this is the most important and most impressive part, is that it has a hop profile of 5 different New Zealand hops. And I'm not going to sit here and talk about that, because why would I do that when we can do it on Hops 101?
And now, Buzz Beer Blur presents Hops 101. On this edition of Hops 101, we present to you the New Zealand-grown hops that were used to create Sublimated Dreams by BBCO. We have a lot of hops to cover, so let's get started. Our first hop is Wakatu. This hop will give you some earthy, sweet, floral characteristics with notes of tropical fruit and zested lime. You'll find this hop in Belgian ales, lagers, pale ales, and pilsners. Waimea comes in second, which will produce pine and citrus characteristics. You'll also catch intense tangelo notes in the aroma and in the flavor. These hops are best used for pale ales, IPAs, and lagers. Mutera is up, and the flavor and aroma profile of this hop has intense tropical fruit characteristics along with grapefruit and passion fruit. You may even catch some undertones of hay, spice, and pine. If you're brewing up some fruit beers, IPAs, or sours, you may want to give this one a try. Kohatu is next, and it has intense tropical fruit characteristics with bright lime and pineapple notes. There's also traces of a piney bitterness. Best use for these hops is in Belgian ales, wheat beers, blonde ales, IPAs, and pale ales. Now on to Waiiti. This one has dominant notes of stone fruit with undertones of lime and mandarin. This hop works well with pale ales, IPAs, wheat beers, and pilsners. Last but certainly not least, Rakau. This hop is a powerhouse with intense aromas of ripe stone fruits like apricot. You'll also find fig, pine, tropical fruit, and notes of hard candy. Place an order for this one if you're brewing up some IPAs, Belgian ales, pale ales, or lagers. You won't be disappointed. And that's the complex hop profile of a very delicious beer called Sublimated Dreams.
All right. Now, you can see why I didn't want to do that, like, just casually speaking to...
That's a lot.
That's
Holy
a lot. Yeah. So, it's just hilarious. But, so, BBCO, you and I have reviewed quite a few of their beers.
Oh, yeah, they don't disappoint.
Right, and it's one of those breweries that we always say, haven't ever had a bad beer from them.
Yeah, I
agree. So I figured I'd give a little information about them. Why not? They were founded by Joe Lemna in 2014. He is the CEO of the brewery, but he has an extensive amount of experience, such as he brewed at Old Saratoga Brewing, Dogfish Head, and Evolution Craft Brewing. And he now still leads the team of brewers at BBCO. So he's still brewing there. Let's see. That place, I want to go visit this place. I really do. They have like a chief, an executive chef there. So, I mean, they're making meals. The executive chef designs meals to go with the beer.
Ooh, that's awesome. I've been in the area so many times recently. I just haven't stopped by.
Yeah, right. You've been up there. You should definitely.
I was just up that way.
Oh, man. Their chef is named John Rodinger, and he's worked at Mule Bar in Winooski. I've never heard of that. And Hen of the Wood in Burlington. And that's actually a really nice place. let's see. And the brewery's involved in a lot of outreach. You know, they believe in working with the community that they're in. They donated 100% of a beer called Brave Noise Pale Ale, and it went to the Vermont Network Against Domestic and Sexual Violence. So they really like to be involved with the people around them.
Yeah, that's a very good cause too.
Right. There was also a flood in that area that they made another beer for, and that was donated to the flood relief efforts. So, I mean, this is the thing about a brewery. It's not just, you know, there's a place to go drink beers. There's people who work there. There's lives that depend on their jobs there. And to really make sure that they're, you know, well established, yeah, reach out to the community. You know, don't just serve them beer, but help them if you have that ability, right?
Yeah.
But the brewery's won a list of awards, but the ones that I think are cute, they're called the Crushies. Best label design and best brand refresh in 2024, and another Crushie in 2023. Same basic thing. Best design that goes to these cans. I mean, the artwork is so bizarre and so simple at the same time, and that credits go to Jackson Tupper, Jacob Chachi, and the Stout Collective. That's a group of artists. But right now, why don't we split this thing open and see what the nose does?
Sounds good to me.
All right. We got to use your little mugs, though.
That's fine.
All right. Matter of fact, you got more room up there? Because I'm loaded with the computer equipment.
That's fine. It's not flammable or anything.
Oh, you know. Noise. I did that when Greg was here. Mando's reviews. Noise. He's looking at me like, what? Oh, careful that mic. All right. So, like I said, they describe this as apricot, citrus, sweet aroma, and and Nick's kids are here. Here we go. Hang on.
Are you guys recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a second. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's see what the nose says.
In hindsight, I should have waited to pour that.
A little bit, but don't worry about it. Little interruptions from kids is normal when you're a parent and a grandparent. Trust me.
Yep. Made our way down here.
Yeah, we're a little out of practice too, so you know.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a little while, so
we'll just blame February.
Yeah, February's fault. But wow, this does.
Did you smell that apricot?
Yeah, right. It stands right out. And that citrus.
That kiwi.
Wow, that's completely on you. I do not. Of course, I don't know kiwi. Honestly, I'm not a kiwi guy.
Most people aren't. I like the strange fruit, so.
Yeah, okay. But very sweet aroma.
Very sweet melon.
Yep. But you smell that like tang. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah.
It's like this little something that jumps out and tickles your nose and gets your attention.
Yeah, it was the last thing you mentioned. I just can't remember the name of it.
The apricot. That I mentioned about the aroma.
No, the how they describe the beer.
Oh, like I said, apricot, citrus, smooth aroma, tang. Yeah, I mean that's kind of about it. But the apricot to me is prevalent.
Yes.
So let's give it a taste. Yeah, a little bit of dank.
A little bit, but it passes quick.
Yeah,
real quick.
It does. So again, this is obviously not my first time drinking this beer, but I'm eager to see what you have to say about it.
So you did mention the dank. That passes almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It's not intrusive at all. So people who like, the New England and steer clear of dank, this is a very good beer for them.
Yep.
For the smell, I am surprised it's not sweeter.
Mm.
It's honestly a very perfect balance, and it just
I agree. Yeah, the aroma is definitely sweet.
And it's very, very crisp.
Yes.
And it's,
yes.
This is dangerous. 8%, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like 8%.
No. It tastes like I'm drinking like a session or something
right,
like that.
Right. But with the power of it, if you will, the ABV power of it. Mm.
I see why you nearly didn't save one.
I know, this thing goes down so nicely with me. It's really tasty. But yes, in the flavor, same thing. You get that lemon zest or lime zest in there.
I definitely taste the apricot and melon.
Okay.
100%.
The tangerine.
A little bit. It's not super forefront in my mouth, but
because they also said the Tangelo juice.
That's what I was.
That's what the one. Okay, the Tangelo juice. But I definitely have the lime zest, the citrus. I'm picking up tangerine, but it's not like far from prevalent.
Now that I drank a good chunk of this, I can smell it. I can smell it a little bit more.
Yeah,
the tangerine now, so
right.
I couldn't at first.
Right, and if you really dig, you'll find hints of passion fruit in there. Definitely. Yeah, sure. I could use another.
Got our soul.
Yeah. So while we're sipping on this second half of this thing, we'll talk about our ratings. Like I said, when I reviewed it in the on Instagram and Reels, things like that, I gave it a 4.25. I think I'm still just right there, though. I'm not moving up or down. I'm going to stay right at a 4.25.
I'm right there with you. I was just marveling. Like, it kind of looks like an orange juice almost. It's
right. Yeah. Got some chunks floating in it too.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Excuse me.
So you're 4.25 also?
I'm 4.25 also. It's been a long time since we've had the same.
Yeah, it really has. That's funny too. But it's really tasty. So BBCO, nice job, guys. As always.
Yeah, can't do any wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And if you are looking for a refreshing beer, again, this is another sit by the campfire.
Oh yeah.
Cool night.
But as I said, you got to be careful with this one because I could kill a 4-pack in an hour and a half, no problem. I wouldn't even realize what I'm doing.
Right. But Greg and I, in the segment before, we were talking about the same thing. The beer that he brought over, same exact thing. It's one of those beers, nice, cool night, set a fire in the fire pit and sit around and sip on this. That's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
With a nice big old burger. But I'm going to say I want one of those with everything. I have problems.
All right. So, hey, fun little fact, though. Fun fact. Sublimated. Another term for sublimated is sublime, which means of such excellent grandeur or beauty as to inspire great admiration or awe.
And here I was thinking it was a solid going straight to a gas.
Most solids do that inside you, but but anyway, so, look, if you're looking for them, they're on Facebook, Instagram, and X at Burlington Beer. And they are in Vermont, Burlington, Vermont. They're at 180 Flynn Avenue. Man, stop in. I can't wait to get there and stop into this place. I really.
Yeah, I take weekend trips to Vermont all the time. I gotta stop screwing around and get up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the mics and everything. Just walk in. Hey guys, it's me.
How's it going?
Who the hell are you?
I've been to a few up there. I've been to the Alchemist.
Yep.
It was a pretty cool place. The artwork was incredible. It was an amazing time.
Well, we'll have to just go up there and do a little tour.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of distillery, so
cool. Very cool.
This has been the Bud's Beer Blur Podcast. Thank you for joining us.